Hi, everybody. Okay, so Bolt did not disappoint today. Whew. Okay, so we have 17 minutes of airtime, right? And this is one of the few episodes that if you moved your head or moved away from the screen, you missed a lot in the time it took to get back to the screen, I swear. Because we had a lot of, well, we only had two storylines today, but they were really good ones. So, yeah. Okay, so Deacon and Deke are at the restaurant, and Sean Kanan is cool because I swear he plays like the comic relief on the show all the time, which is cool. But he says he wants to call Deke Little D, and Deke says, "Dad, but I'm a grown man now." And then you see her facial expression, so Sean Kanan says, "Okay, well, if I get the temptation to call you Little D, I'll resist it." But it was funny. Okay, now, and then of course they're talking about how he's moved out of the house, so he's no longer living with Sheila now, and also the fact that Deke saw Hope last week, or within a couple days. So that was cool. And then of course, Deacon as the voice of, because Deacon hasn't been there the whole time. So he says, you know about the coup and the Black Carter and she were engaged, right? And that it didn't work out and all this stuff. So he's kind of given us a little bit of exposition, which is just a fancy word for story, backstory. So that if you haven't been watching, or if you're a newcomer like Deke is into town, you know what's going on. So it was cool. All right. And then the other story. Oh, the big story. The big story. Okay. So yesterday we find out that Luna is pregnant with a Bill's child. But, however, we have more. We found out today that these people do not play. Somebody called the cops. And remember how Luna had kept that teacher uh, sequestered, let's say? And remember what happened before, right? And well, somebody decided to call somebody and they decided to arrest Luna for those crimes. Now, why would they do that? You might say. Because Luna is supposed to be front burner and now she has a Spencer heir. So that might give her some legitimacy if she didn't have any in the first place, right? Well, bold is bold and bold does twist all the time. Now, my question is, how long is Luna going to be in the fake jail? And are they actually going to keep her in there for any length of time so that she gives birth, quote unquote, in jail? Or how's this going to shake out? Because at first, which is really weird, this is the part that was really weird. Okay. So Luna goes back from being confident, all this stuff. I know I'm pregnant with a Spencer heir, to crying and pleading with Bill and Katie and Will. Says, um, well, I'm pregnant with your child and you're not going to help me and save me. And then she turns to Bill and Katie. Well, you wouldn't want this for your first grandchild, would you? And Bill comes right back with well, whatever charges you're facing, I'm not helping you this time. I'm like, hot damn. Okay. So yeah, the get out of jail free card is now expired. She's going back to jail. Which, if you go deeper into it, I guess that means Lisa Yamada has another gig because, as we all know, unless they really want to move with the storyline the way it is, they don't really show people in jail so much. Jail is kind of like when they tell you that you're going to another location that's far away from whatever location you're supposed to be at. It kind of gives you some time to be off screen, but it also gives you a reason why you're off screen. So that leads me to believe maybe Lisa Yamada has another gig somewhere else. And I think that they're going to let her back in whenever she's done with the other side project or whatever. Because this is what they did the first time. Because remember how I kind of wrote her off because it looked like she was done, and it turns out that she wasn't. Well, it's because she had a show on another thing, and then she's done filming, I guess. So they put her back in the fold. So they might do that again whenever the thing is done. So. And then plus, you're supposed to leave. She's barely pregnant, like 7 weeks. So what I'm saying is, nobody gives birth in 7 weeks. Nobody. So they have some time to play with. She doesn't have to be on screen. And then also, it kind of fits into the storyline, the whole overarching storyline of Jacqueline MacInnes Wood is coming back from maternity leave, I guess, at some point. So then Ridge and whoever are trying to keep Luna in jail so that Steffi feels safe. And then he kind of hinted at it today of Steffi is coming back and I want her to feel safe. So I interpret that as Jacqueline MacInnes is coming back off of maternity leave. So see how I did that? It's all connected to everything. All right, there's your little snippet of what's going on in the greater Los Angeles for Bold and the Beautiful. All right, bye everybody.